Now look, I think the most valuable thing in this world is common sense, right? Common sense, which seemingly does not exist over at the Walt Disney Company, especially through their entertainment, whether it's movies or television programs or heck, even some elements at their theme parks around the globe. Now we know that Bob Iger, the Disney CEO, is in complete panic mode as of late over various setbacks and challenges, all because of either his DEI agenda or his cost containment plan or everything related to their budgeting that actually is in shambles right now when it comes to many different projects. But focusing on Snow White 2025, this is a very big subject for the later portion of this week, within October, by the way. We have a lot of those over at Disney, a lot of those that actually support Disney that are endlessly defending Snow White 2025, Rachel Zegler and her past comments and her most recent comments about the movie, and more. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. So, Rosie O'Donnell, not a big shocker here at all. She does have a history with Disney. You guys may or may not know her from the Tarzan 1999 film as Terk. She did the voiceover for that character. And she is now beginning to defend Rachel Zegler, Snow White 2025, and just the entirety of Disney in 2024. Now, this is where things begin to unravel. Now, we already know that Bob Iger, the Disney CEO, he is trying to have everybody available, whether it's people that actually are a part of Disney right now or once were a part of Disney, and they are all trying to really make this movie into a whopping success. Now, with the Snow White 25 backlash, boycott, and drama only worsening over time for both the Disney company and its cast members, one monumental development going on right now has more to do with those attached to the Disney company protecting and defending the film like no tomorrow, which now involves Rosie O'Donnell, who, like I said before, voiced the character Terk in the 1999 Tarzan animated film. Now, having been a part of Disney, she says, in the past, I can absolutely say the company has evolved in the right direction over the years. What bothers me the most has a lot to do with Mr. Iger's vision for Snow White and all the flack it's getting from invalid reasons, coming from the worst types of people on the face of this earth, and the issues that they have with Miss Zegler that are just mind-boggling for all the wrong reasons. I think my main criticism with the critics are the fact that they like to claim that Rachel is this sort of activist, you know, and how there is something wrong with that. She can be whatever she wants to be. She can say whatever she wants to say. Whether it's about her Snow White film or not, the fact that the public has a growing issue with that, I think, just shows how weak our country has become over the years, and quite frankly, how frail the world truly is when it involves entertainment evolving and catering to different ethnicities and those that come from different backgrounds. I think people are criticizing her role in Snow White for all the wrong reasons. I mean, so what if she's an activist? So what if she's a feminist? Or so what if she wants to raise awareness towards sexism and misogyny on some front, and how that can be subtle as a message in Snow White? Men obviously have an issue with that, and even some women have an issue with Rachel's portrayal of Snow White, and it is disgusting behavior, I tell you. It's out of this world crazy. As one who has a history with Disney, I defend the work. I defend the evolution and the changes to the times. This is a Snow White fit for the modern world and to the modern female. Diversity is extremely important, and honestly, it really should be the focus and priority over a story, because it's more important to just get that out there. It really is. This film needed to be made, and it needed to feature an actress that comes from a different background, and I mean, it was about time that this changed with The Little Mermaid and Tinkerbell, and we finally got it done right with Snow White. The times are finally changing, and I can see the shift it's making to become some form of normalcy. Now guys, let me just stop here before I move on about what Rosie O'Donnell is spewing in a desperate attempt to really protect this movie like no tomorrow. Now look, you guys may or may not know this. If you guys missed the beginning of this video, we talked about this. She voiced the character Terk in Tarzan 1999 by Walt Disney Animation Studios. Alright, so not a big reveal. the fact that she is trying to really protect the Disney company, alright? Now, we already know that they are trying to create a Tarzan live-action remake. They want to actually have a lot of voiceover roles available to some that took part in the 1999 film. So, Rosie O'Donnell trying to protect Bob Iger, trying to protect Rachel Zegler. It could be a career move, it could not be a career move, who knows? But at the same exact time, you gotta remember that this is Rosie O'Donnell. It's not a big surprise that she is acting the way that she is. The fact that she has no issues with the fact that Disney is focusing on the messaging over storytelling and are focusing on actresses involved in activism over actresses that actually focused on the work instead. That's the main problem, right? The main problem coming from Disney right now has a lot to do with the typical messaging that they are doubling down on. The fact that they lie to the shareholders, they lie to the customer base, and they keep on claiming that Disney's not about any kind of an agenda or anything like that. It just goes to show you how, nonsense everything is over at the Disney company. Now, Rosie O'Donnell, look, we know that she too is an activist. She too is one that really caters to all the nonsense in this world that typically, of course, fits very well with Disney at this point. They are fully engaged in all of that nonsense. They are not about common sense, as I talked about in that opening just a couple of minutes ago. Common sense does not exist over at Disney. It seems at times that they are shifting away from that lack of common sense. It never truly goes on that trend. You may have, some examples like Inside Out 2 or Deadpool and Wolverine, but you gotta remember that they still have a lot of problems to deal with. They have a lot of failures ahead of them for both 2025, 26, and yes, 2027, if you deeply examine their roster of upcoming live-action and animated projects. Now, moving on, she goes on to conclude, as both an actress and comedian over the years, look, I get it, you're gonna have to deal with both male and female haters, and I give my best to Rachel. I can tell she is a strong woman who can support herself, but I support everything that she has said and said recently about her film and her views on social media. Disney needs to evolve, and Mr. Iger is doing the absolute right thing with this project. I couldn't be more proud for her standing up to the critics and to the haters. So, there you have it again. The fact that they are getting people like Joy Behar, Whoopi Goldberg, Jimmy Kimmel, in this case Rosie O'Donnell, and among others, to really protect this movie and to really prop this movie up and to really just side with Rachel Zegler, it shows. It reeks of desperation. It truly, truly does, guys. Now, look, common sense is not a thing that actually exists at Disney, and it never will as far as I'm concerned. As far as Bob Iger is going to be the CEO, even when he steps down in 2026, as he plans to do so, I believe you're going to get somebody worse. Whether it's a male or a female CEO that takes his place, who knows, who cares. What they believe in, I believe, is going to be worse. It's going to cater to DEI times 10, and it's truly going to shift away from regular entertainment, common sense, and what should be done in movies and television programs. So overall, I would love to hear what everyone has to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.